Hi, welcome to this video in which we are going to see a grammar lesson that corresponds to the book Skillful 3, Listening and Speaking, Unit number 9, page 165. So let's get started. Today, the grammar lesson that we're going to see is cleft sentences. But let's start with the definition. What is cleft? The word cleft means divided or split. Now, let's continue with the definition of cleft sentences. When do we use a cleft sentence? Basically, we use a cleft sentence to highlight information you want someone to focus on by dividing it into two clauses instead of one. So, in order to understand much better this, we are going to see the following examples that I have for you. So, let's see here. We're going to see, first of all, the regular form, like a regular sentence. And then we are going to see the same sentence, but using a cleft sentence, a cleft form. So let's start with example number one. Example number one is Tom ate a cake. Now, in this case, for example, what I want to emphasize is that Tom ate the cake. So in this case, what I do is the following. Observe. In this case, I say, it was. I use it plus the verb be in order to introduce the information. So I say, it was Tom. This is the information that I want to emphasize. Tom. It was Tom who ate a cake. All right? So in this case, we have ate a cake. Let's continue with example number two. The regular form says, rain cancels parades. So in this case, I introduce rain using it and the verb to be. So it is rain. I want to emphasize rain, the word rain. That, I need the word that. And then I have the information that follows, which is cancels parades. Okay, we're going to continue with exercise number 3. The regular form says, the boys always start the fight. All right. So again, I use it plus the verb to be is in order to introduce the emphasized information, which in this case is the boys. If you notice in this exercise in particular, boys is in the plural form, as you can see here. Still, the phrase that I use in order to introduce the boys is it and the verb to be. It is the boys who, here we have who because we are talking about the boys, people who always start the fight. Now we're going to see another example. This example is the same as number 1. It's in the simple past. Let's see. Number 4 says, the expensive bill got me upset. So in the cleft form, I use it. In this case, the verb to be has to be in the past because I am referring to something that happened. So I say it was, and I want to emphasize the expensive bill. Okay, it was the expensive bill that got me upset. In this case, I need to use the word that. Okay, and finally, we have example number 5 that says, we go on vacation in May. This would be the regular form. Now, the cleft form. Again, I use it plus the verb to be. So in this case, I say, it is. And in this case, I'm talking, or I want to emphasize the month of the year, May. So I say, it is in May that we go on vacation. Here I need the word that. Now, if we pay particular attention to the cleft form, we're going to notice a pattern. First of all, we see it, the verb to be, then the emphasized word that is highlighted in yellow, and then we have a connector, in this case, who. The same happens here. It is, rain is the emphasized information, that, Then I have in number three, it is, the boys. Then I have who. Here again, I have it, the verb to be was, the expensive bill, the emphasized information. Then I have that. And finally, in example number five, again, I have it plus the verb to be is, may, and the word that. If you see, there is a pattern in all these examples. So, based on this pattern and these examples, I'm going to share with you a general formula that we are going to use in order to understand much better cleft sentences. So, my general formula says we use it, the verb be. As you could see in the previous examples, we can use it either in the present, past, then plus the emphasized information, the information that I want to highlight. Then I can use either that whenever I talk about things, objects, or who, which refers to people in this case, and plus a clause. So this would be my general formula. Now let's check the note. The note says that we often use cleft sentences to correct wrong information. And I'm going to share an example with you. Here we have, I'm studying for the final test on Tuesday. So student A believes that the final test is on Tuesday. So we're going to highlight Tuesday, which is the day. But student B says it's Thursday we have the test, not Tuesday. So student B emphasizes that the test is not on Tuesday, actually it's Thursday. So in this case, we are going to use a light blue in order to highlight. And here we have another example of a cleft sentence in which student B is emphasizing that the test is not on Tuesday, actually it is on Thursday. So the person uses it, as you can see, plus the verb to be, and the word or the information that I want to emphasize. In this case, it will be Thursday. Now, in order to understand much better this, we're going to do some exercises. So let's read the instructions for this. It says exercises, read the conversations and underline the cleft sentences. That's what we have to do. It's very simple. So let's analyze number one. Number one says, you called me on Monday, didn't you? That's what student A says. Student B says, it was Tuesday that I called you. So in this conversation, if you notice, the cleft sentence is the sentence that is said by student B. Why? First of all, because here we have, let me see, here we have it. Then we have the verb to be, was, and here we have the information that I want to emphasize, Tuesday. So it was not Monday, it was Tuesday that I called you. And after Tuesday, you will notice the word that, and then we have the clause, I called you. As you can see, this will be an example of a cleft sentence. All right, let's continue with example number two. So this time, I'm going to give you some time to read it, analyze it, and find the cleft sentence, please. Go ahead. Okay, now let's analyze together. Student A says, you met my teacher, Mr. Jones, didn't you? And student B says, no, it was Mrs. Smith that I met. So in this case, what do we have? What is the cleft sentence? The cleft sentence, again, is set by student B in this case, because, for example, in this particular case, we are correcting the wrong information. So it says, no, it was, here we have it was, I am introducing the information, and I want to highlight that it was Mrs. Smith that I met. So in this case, I have it was Mrs. Smith, and then we have the word that, and then as you can see, we have the clause I met. As you can see, it's the same as the formula I mean, it follows the pattern that we shared in the formula before. Now we're going to continue with exercise 3. So let's do it together. First of all, we have to read this. Student A says, Claudia ate pizza, didn't she? She loves pizza. Student B says, no, it was Sammy who ate the pizza. He came late too and didn't know I was saving it for you. So in this case, again, student B is the one who uses a cleft sentence. So in this case, I have it, as you can see, was, which introduces, both introduce Sammy. I want to highlight that Sammy was a person who ate the pizza. So this will be the information that I want to emphasize. After Sammy, as you can see, we have who. There you are, because I'm talking about Sammy. And then we have the clause that says ate the pizza. Okay, let's continue with example number 4. Okay, take a look at it, analyze it, please. Remember that in this case we have to find the cleft sentence. Okay, let's do it together. Let's see. Student A says Sharon's car got broken into yesterday. Did it? And student B says no, it was Nina's car that got broken into. In this case, for example, student B corrects the wrong information. So here we have it was, it plus the verb to be. In this case, we are referring to the simple past. So we are talking about Nina's car. So we are talking about the car. We want to emphasize that information, that it was Nina's car, the one that got broken into. Okay, so here we have, it was Nina's car. Then I have the word that, as you can see. And finally, we have got broken into, which would be the clause. Finally, we have exercise number 5 or example number 5. So I'm going to give you some time so you can analyze it and find the cleft sentence. Remember, the word it is the one that introduces plus the verb to be either in the past or present. Then we need the information that we want to emphasize. We can then later we can use then or who, and then comes the clause. Okay, let's see. Let's do it together. So in this case, when A says, you've met my mother, haven't you? Now, it was your sister who I met. Again, student B is the one who introduces the cleft sentence. So it says, it was. So it was introduces the cleft sentence. In this case, the information that I want to emphasize is your sister. I'm talking about your sister. That's the information that I want to highlight. Since I'm talking about a person, sister, I need to use who. And as you can see, then we have the word who, and then I have the clause, I met. Well, this will be my last example that corresponds to cleft sentences. Okay, now after this explanation, I think that now you are ready to work on page 165, grammar, exercises 1 and 2. Thank you very much for watching this video.